In this video, we find even more epic old vintage lifts. So now to the first one, which is an epic 1950s Evans lift. This lift is completely original apart from the logic, which has sadly been replaced.
Well, the first building I come in and... wow, what do you know? This place is epic.
It's an Evans lift. I wasn't expecting it. It's literally the first building I go in. It's got one of these. Please be original. I felt like it's on a VF drive. $900 LBs. That is a classic. Oh, it's on VF. Oh, I want slates. I don't want VFs. Now we go to the next lift, which is a vintage 100% original 1930s to 1960s Marriott Scott lift. This lift is completely, utterly epic, so let's ride it. Ground floor. Doors. And let's surf it. And now go along to an epic 1960s express lift. This lift is completely original apart from the inspection control.
Call it!
And let's surf it. And let's go up to the motor room. And now we go to a Seaside tower block. This building has some completely awesome 1960s Otis lifts. These lifts are completely original apart from that the inside buttons have been replaced. They still got original logic and have the very rare DC version of the old Otis logic. Look how beefy that is. That has to be from the original. Bodge job. Let's now surf these epic lifts and just notice how fast these lifts deaccelerate. They make your stomach turn, they slow down so quick. And now we go to an absolutely epic 1930s express lift. This lift, I believe, is 100% original, although the logic may have been replaced with an equivalent relay logic, or it might be original, I don't know.
You get gas mask, yeah.
Well, this one's loud.
Why?
I don't know, motor's a bit loud on this one.
That's like a subwoofer.
The buttons, again, they've got this white plate in front of the buttons. Again, instructions.
Vintage interior. Oh,
Very
you
nice.
got a shaft there, Ben. You do a torch. Stop it. You don't want to get your hands squashed, Ben.
No, I don't get my head squashed, but yes, fine.
Oh,
It's so much nicer with the door open.
And now go to another completely awesome 1930s express lift.
Meeky.
Oh, it's got a seat. That's just slightly different to the others. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Express plate.
This is very nice.
Is it an air vent or something? Why don't you have loads of air for, Ben?
The third floor.
What is it like?
Basement.
Oh. Good basement. The stop cancels core, isn't it?
Basement.
Creepy. Any fun?
Doors closing.
Doors closing.
Hello, Mr. Benno. I'm Mr. Gas Mask here. Let's go to basement. Here we go. Mail Express. Because I'm Russian, I'm a Russian and I gas mask. I prefer Russian lifts and there's no tower blocks in Ukraine, so yeah. I don't know Russian. This is the an express.
And now we go along to a completely awesome 1930s Maverick Scott lift.
Yes, that's right, it's a Maverick Scott.
Oh, that is nice. That's classic.
This lift is 100% original. Nothing about this lift has been altered from when it was installed in the 30s.
Number 4. That motor sounds very nice. 3. That's not bad.
That is classic.
3 best lifts.
And now go along to an epic 1950s Pickering's with some lift buttons that I've never seen before. Sadly though, it wasn't working.
No way, it's a vintage Pickering's. I've never seen this model.
For basement.
Basement.
Okay.
Oh, the lift's not going to basement.
Oh wow, it's got Pickering ceiling. Vintage Pickering's, look. Pickering ceiling. That's a classic Pickering ceiling. And you've got these version of buttons. I've not seen these buttons. This is really Pickering's buttons. So let's go in and see if I can get this to work, because this isn't working for some reason. Oh, Pickering's, how could you let me down, Pickering's? Oh, it's very vintage anyway. Have a look how vintage it is, even though it sadly doesn't work. You've got classic Pickering ceiling. Look at those walls. I've not seen one quite like that before. Look at that leather. That's so interesting.
And now go along to a 1930s Maverick Scott which has sadly been a bit modernised. This lift has the updated digital advanced version of the message, "Please close the door." The original message was in the digital lift controls voice. The digital advanced version goes, "Please close inner and outer doors." Which version of this message do you prefer?
Please close inner and outer doors. Please close inner and outer doors.
Scott London.
Please close inner and outer doors. Please close inner and outer doors.
Sounds like. Please close the door.
This lift is out of service. Floor 3. Floor 2. This lift is out of service. Please close inner and outer doors.
That's weird, that is. It was like the updated one. It was, please close the door. And now it's, please close inner and outer doors.
Floor 4. Please close inner and outer doors.
Now we go along to some very awesome 1930s top of the range Otis lifts. These lifts were very advanced for the time, with automatic doors, levelling, and when there's a group of 2 of these, they even work as a set. This was advanced for the 30s. Sadly though, these lifts have now had their logic replaced, but they still run very originally.
Alright, there we go.
Whee!
Let's surf it.
That's got original door now. This one's more original. That is nice. Well, it's actually slightly nicer than the other one.
That'll be the alarm, won't it?
Yeah. There's windows in the shaft. That's so nice. I love that this has got original door.
Yeah. Got the stocking. It's very, very, very abrupt.
That says, Waygod Otis, oil something.
And now go along to a 1960s express lift, which is 100% original.
Express!
Yeah, that's original, definitely. That is original.
That's 100% original.
That's very good. Go the floor below. Go the floor below and have a look at the shaft.
Oh yes, into the floor lift express. Yeah, and it's got a weird caged shaft on some floors.
It's probably replaced it.
A cage shaft.
Get a relays.
What's going down? Bye-bye, Express. Oh, look at car top, that's interesting.
And now go along to a very epic 1930s Evans lift. Sadly, the logic in this lift has been replaced.
Evans. Oh, modded. Those buttons like original here.
And now we go along to Marriott, Scotland. These buildings have loads of original Marriott Scots. First into one of the passenger lifts. This one has sadly had its logic replaced.
The secret tunnel between the two buildings. There's new logic on this one. The other one's better because the logic's original. The lift car's untouched.
It sounds it's been modernised.
Yeah, this one's not good.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, our basement. Spooky tunnel between Marriott Scotland 1 and Marriott Scotland 2. Which lift shall we take? Marriott Scott, completely original apart from a logic's replaced, or Trades lift Marriott Scott, which is 100% original? I think we'll choose, the Trades lift.
And along to one of the service lifts, which is 100% original.
This is safety bypass time. I think it is.
Riding it with the doors open.
Well, that's how we like it, isn't it? That's the best way to run a lift. How else do you run a lift? Well, with the door bypass, of course.
Now we go along to an awesome 1950s Evans lift, which was sadly not working.
That is what you call an absolute classic. What the fuck's happened to it? Evans, that's nice. Let's see if it works. Be amazed if this works. No. Oh, it's in a door list like a Pickering's. No. Oh, look, it's got a classic. It's got a weird like little circle in the middle of a button. It's an absolute classic. It's the 50s model. This is the earlier model. Oh, Evans, how can you let me down? Come on, go, Evans. Oh, it's such a shame. It's so epic. Ground floor. Go, first floor.
And now we go along to a 1930s J&E Hall lift. And this lift goes very fast for a 1930s lift.
J&E Hall. J&E Hall. Again. That's got a bit of speed to it. Emergency stop. That's gentle.
Just go back down. How's it going?
Oh yeah, accelerates. Accelerates. 3. Very slowly. I'll have a proper look around this place. You can get into the penthouse if it was one.
And now go along to a 1960s Pickering's. Sadly, the
What's
logic's been
happened to you,
replaced,
Mr.
but
Pickering's?
surprisingly,
Mr. Pickering's
this lift
was that bit
still
there, but-
doesn't have inner doors.
Mr. Pickering's? What's happened to you, Mr. Pickering's? Don't really Pickering's with that bit there, but... Mr. Pickering's? We're still in a Doorless. He's in a Doorless still. No way. The Pickering ceiling, classic. Leicester. It's in a Doorless. Didn't expect that on a mod, but I didn't have the inner door. What if you touch the shaft? The lift stops.
And now go along to a 1960s kefir lift. 60s kefir lifts are very rare, but sadly this one's had its logic replaced.
It's been Leicesterised. Fucking Leicester. Keithley. There. Seen the shaft there?
Imagine if you could get through a secret floor to it.
You're entering the code up here, so to get to the secret floor you go 3434 round 112. It's going to secret floor now. Or maybe not.
And now along to a 1950s Otis lift. This lift is 100% original.
Otis, a gas mask. It's nice. I haven't seen one like this for a long time.
Hello.
And this has got them. This looks a bit old for them. That's so nice, those buttons. It's an LBS.